First, I want to update you on the latest data on the coronavirus response. 2,489,563 tests for coronavirus have now been carried out in the United Kingdom, including 136,486 tests carried out just yesterday. 240,161 people have tested positive. That's an increase of 3,451 cases since yesterday. 10,484 people are currently in hospital with coronavirus, down from 12% from 11,872 this time last week. And sadly, of those tested positive for coronavirus across all settings, 34,466 have now passed away. That's an increase of 468 fatalities since yesterday. This new figure includes deaths in all settings, not just in hospitals. Before we begin questions from the public and from the media, I wanted to remind people of details of the next phase of our fight against coronavirus. Could we have the first slide, please? In order to monitor our progress, we're establishing a new COVID alert level system with 5 levels, each relating to the level of threat posed by the virus. The alert level will be based primarily on the R value and the number of coronavirus cases. And in turn, that alert level will determine the level of social distancing measures in place. The lower the level, the fewer the measures. The higher the level, the stricter the measures. Throughout the period of lockdown, which started on the 23rd of March, we have been at level 4. Thanks to the hard work and the sacrifices of the British people in this lockdown, we've helped to bring the R number down. And we're now in a position to begin moving to level 3 in very careful steps. Slide 2, please. We've set out the first of 3 steps we will take to carefully modify the measures, gradually ease the lockdown, and begin to allow people to return to their way of life, but crucially, avoiding a second peak that could overwhelm the National Health Service. After each step, we will closely monitor the impact of that step on the R and the number of infections, and we will only take the next step when we are satisfied that it is safe to do so. Step 1 from this week means that those who cannot work from home should now speak to their employer about going back to work. You can now spend time outdoors and exercise as often as you like. You can meet one person outside of your household in an outdoor public place, provided you stay 2 meters apart. Slide 3, please. Having taken the first step in carefully adjusting some of the measures and our advice to people, we have also updated what we're asking people to do, which is to stay alert, control the virus and save lives. Because if everyone stays alert and follows these rules, we can control coronavirus by ensuring the R number does not go above 1 and reducing the number of infections. This is how we can continue to save lives and livelihoods as we begin as a nation to recover from coronavirus. I now want to turn to our plans for the wider opening of schools. At this time of year, GCSE and A-level students would have been making final preparations for their exams, while other students would have been enjoying their summer term. If you're one of them, as I've said before, I can only say how sorry I am that this has all happened to you this year. The sacrifices that you have had to make through no choice of your own, but the impact that this coronavirus has had on your life has made things so incredibly tough for all of you. It is now almost 8 weeks since we asked schools, nurseries and colleges to close for all but a small number of children. Once again, I'd like to say an enormous thank you to all the school, college and childcare staff who've done so much, going above and beyond the call of duty to care for small groups of children, of critical workers, vulnerable children, as well as making sure that there's resources available at home for children to be able to learn and interacting with them, contacting them, making sure that children know that you are there for them. You have simply been outstanding, and we're so grateful for what you've done. We have been quite clear all along that we would only start inviting more children back into schools when our 5 key tests have been met. That position has not changed, nor will it, and it is what is guiding all of our actions. But we do want to see children back in school because we know how much children grow and benefit from being in school. We can now start the planning for a very limited return to school for some pupils, potentially as early as next month. Let me explain how this will work, because I know that some people, including parents and teachers, are very anxious about this. If the rates of infection are decreasing, it will give us a green light to get children back into childcare and more of them back into school from the 1st of June. As part of a cautious phased return, those in reception, Year 1 and Year 6, will be allowed back into school in smaller class sizes. We're also planning to get some secondary school students back, those years in 10 and 12, to make sure that they have the opportunity to come back to school on a limited basis and have some face-to-face time with their teachers. We are prioritising these children because they stand to lose more by staying away from school. The first years of school are pivotal for children to develop social and behavioural skills and to learn the basics that are going to have a huge bearing on how well they do in their life. Students in years 10 and 12 were there facing the fact that they're going to be sitting exams next year. And it's vital that we do all that we can to help them succeed and help them do well. It's also particularly important for vulnerable and disadvantaged young people. There are some who would like to delay the wider opening of schools. But there is a consequence to this. The longer that schools are closed, the more that children miss out. Teachers know this. Teachers know that there are children out there that have not spoken or played with another child their own age for the last 2 months. They know there are children from difficult or very unhappy homes for whom school is their happiest moment in their week. And it's also the safest place for them to be. And it's thanks to their teachers and the support that their teachers give to them that they are safe and that they are happy. The poorest children, the most disadvantaged children, the children who do not always have the support they need at home, will be the ones who will fall furthest behind if we keep school gates closed. They are the ones who will miss out on the opportunities and chances in life that we want all children to benefit from what teachers do for them and what schools can deliver for them. So we're asking some children to come back from the 1st of June. And we're asking schools to adopt a number of strict protective measures. This includes reducing class sizes, making sure pupils stay within these small groups, creating a protective and small bubble around them. Schools will also be rigorous about hygiene, cleaning and hand washing. School staff can already be tested for the virus, but from the 1st of June, we'll extend that to cover children and their families if any of them develop symptoms. Track and trace methods will then be used to prevent the virus from spreading. Together, these measures will create an inherently safer system, where the risk of transmission is substantially reduced for children, their teachers, and also their families. My department has been issuing full and detailed guidance on how to implement these measures and to prepare for wider opening. We have worked closely with the sector, listening to those who work in the classroom. We will also continue to do so to ensure schools have the support that they need. It goes without saying that we will be carefully monitoring the impact this first phase has, and will use this to guide us when we consider our next steps. This phased return is in line with what other European countries are doing to get their own schools, colleges and nurseries back. I know a lot of you will be worried about sending your children to school. Every one of us wants the very best for our children. And I know how stressful this time has been for all families right across the country. I want to reassure you that this approach is based on the best scientific advice, with children at the very heart of everything that we do. Education is one of the most important and precious gifts that we can give any child. So when we are advised that we can start to bring some children back to school, we should do so that they don't miss out on the enormous opportunities to learn, to be with their friends, to benefit from everything that their teachers and their schools can offer them. We owe it to the children in order to be able to do that.